outsiders, well, they're on fire, continuing the domination of the 2016 GOP race. And right now, more than half of GOP voters now favoring billionaire businessman Donald Trump. And retired neurosurgeon Dr. Ben Carson, a brand new Washington Post ABC News poll giving Donald Trump a commanding lead with 33%. And number two, Dr. Ben Carson with 20%. The On the Record political panel is here from the Washington Examiner, Sarah Westwood, and from the Weekly Standard, Daniel Halpern. Daniel, it's not even so much that Donald Trump is number one at 33, but he has gone up since July. He's gone up 9 points.
It's impressive. Everybody has said that this could never happen, that he's going to collapse, and yet he keeps rising. And who knows where it goes, right? I mean, there's not a clear position that will make him fall in the polls. He hasn't really taken a dip in a while. He's just been continuing his rise. It's really impressive. Obviously, everybody would envy his position, but so is Ben Carson.
Yeah, Ben Carson, Sarah, has gone up 14 points in that same time period. He's number two at 20, 13 points behind Donald Trump, but nonetheless, he's up 14 points.
Right. Just like Donald Trump has garnered all this attention for his style, for his rhetoric, Ben Carson's rise has been almost entirely rhetorical. His rise to national prominence started with the speech at the National Prayer Breakfast. It's just gone up from there, and his standing in the polls reflects the importance of style over substance in this race so far. And
Dan, there is no teleprompter. And even though he won't take questions from the press, or at least we're not expecting it, he interacts with the audience. He can get a question from the audience. He's pulled people up on stage to see if his hair is real.
Look, if he doesn't take questions from the press, it's a rarity because he almost always makes himself available to the press. He calls into shows. He appears on a bunch of live television shows. He talks to print reporters. He is setting an example. He's like doing the opposite of what Hillary Clinton's doing. He's not playing by the rules. She isn't either. He's making it work for himself. She's not able to make it work for herself. But he's changing how politics works. Hate him or love him.
You know, it's so amazing. You look at the 20,000, but you can see how big he is because let's go to the picture of the protesters. I mean, he's getting big protests. I mean, that's even a big sign if you can get protesters. He's got maybe not the largest, but look at them marching down the streets of Dallas. They say dump Trump. They want him to go. This is the Hispanic group.
Right. He has, in the past, obviously said some things that have inflamed Hispanics, but at the same time, that rhetoric on illegal immigration, that's part of why he's so popular. He's saying things that people say they've been thinking for a while but haven't been able to articulate and haven't heard their politicians bringing up regularly.
All right. Well, we are standing by. He's going to speak. He says it's going to be 7:30, but, we've been around the block too many times with Donald Trump. It could happen any second. He could take questions. We sort of just stand by. And, of course, we'll take the viewers immediately the minute he begins to talk. All right, Donald Trump giving his opponent, Carly Fiorina, some brand new ammunition. Last week, Trump taking a shot at Fiorina in Rolling Stone, mocking her face. Now, he later said he meant her persona and not her actual face. Well, you can decide that one for yourself. But Fiorina's super PAC coming out with a very clever ad using Trump's words. Here it is.
Ladies, look at this face. And look at all of your faces. The face of leadership. The face of leadership in our party, the party of women's suffrage. The face of leadership in your communities, in your businesses, in your places of work and worship. Ladies, note to Democrat Party, we are not a special interest group. We are the majority of the nation. This is the face of a 61-year-old woman. I am proud of every year and every wrinkle.
Daniel, what do you think? This was a super PAC. This wasn't actually Carly Fiorina.
Well, what's great about it, in my mind, is that she takes what Donald Trump says and she responds to it without belittling him, without saying that he's not, without going to Bobby Jindal or the Rick Perry, calling him a cancer on the Republican Party. And she answers it with a very compelling, attractive message, trying to obviously appeal to and be the counter to the Hillary Clinton and sort of. It's a complicated ad where she is able to maneuver it, and I think it's very effective.
Well, what I think she does here is that she says the Republican Party is a big tent, essentially. She really goes after the women's voted in. And let's not forget there are more Republican women governors than there are Democratic governors. And the Democrats have run on this sort of war on women. And then she puts it out there, and then to sort of cap it off, she basically says it's safe to have wrinkles, for women. I mean, something women have been running from and paying millions of dollars not to have.
Right. She sort of always set herself up as the anti-Hillary Clinton, that, if you want to vote for a woman president and you don't want to vote for Hillary Clinton, I'm that alternative. Also, Carly Fiorina is perhaps best positioned to bring out that side of Donald Trump that has drawn accusations of misogyny. That's something that might suit some establishment Republicans who have been looking for a chink in Donald Trump's armor, and they saw that perhaps when he responded to a question in the first debate with a joke about Rosie O'Donnell, when he's faltered in his comments about Megyn Kelly. There's an area where Donald Trump might have a weakness.
See, although this isn't an ad from Carly Fiorina, I think this ad really appeals to women voters.
Right. It shows it's not necessarily just all issues are women's issues, right? Foreign policy, the economy, not just things that you might traditionally think of as women's issues. And it's a very powerful ad showing that Carly Fiorina can appeal across the spectrum.
And she doesn't turn it around and say, hey, you're a misogynist. She says, here's another message, a compelling message, a big tent message that we can all get around and all rally around. And I think that's the way to do it. This is a new approach to dealing with Donald Trump, and it might turn out to be effective.
Any advice for Donald Trump when he's on the debate stage and sees her for the first time this week?
Don't be rude. Don't be yourself. That's what's gotten you there. But don't take gratuitous shots for no reason at all. It's not going to get you anywhere. It's not worth it. Don't set up Carly Fiorina for such a good return. She is very quick on her feet, and I think if you're Donald Trump, you have to worry about her getting the better of you, especially.
Any advice for Carly Fiorina when she sees Donald Trump on that stage?
Exactly what Daniel said. Carly Fiorina is strongest when she's attacking. She's a natural attack dog, so he can't set her up in a way that allows her to shine. If he's going to go after her, it should be as her record as an executive, not on her appearance like he has been.